If you're running a freelance business, and particularly if you're running a solo freelance business or a content creation company, productivity really is the name of the game. You are, in essence, trading your hours or your time or your creations for money. Doing so efficiently is going to be one of the best ways to get more of it, right? To get more clients, to get more sponsors, to get more sales coming in. It's putting out more work and doing so without completely losing your mind, which I think I've done. I mean, I still struggle a little bit, but time and time again, one of the biggest questions I get from people is, Latasha, how do you do it all? You've got a podcast, you've got a YouTube channel, you've got a service-based business, you've got an online products-based business, you're kind of a content creator, influencer, whatever. Like, how do you make it all happen? And today I want to share 5 key tools that I really use to do just that, to make it happen. So let's go. Okay, the first thing is exactly that. It's tools. I think use tools very strategically in your business. Now, there is a fine line with this because I have also been on the side of being guilty of having tool overwhelm. And anyone who's worked in corporate probably knows what I'm talking about, where it's like you hear about the latest and greatest, coolest tool and you buy it and you onboard your team onto it and you spend all this time learning it and then you end up not even ever using it. And that can be a real thing because there are so many different tools out there. So my advice with tools is to be very strategic and be very selective in that you are choosing tools that are central to the core function of your business or, number one pain point, at least when it comes to time. So for me, whenever I track my time, which is kind of a side tip, track your time at least a few times a year so you know where your time is actually going. When I do track my hours, big majority of them go to something related to this, to video. Video content, particularly long form video content like a podcast or a YouTube channel. It takes up a lot of time. It can really slow you down. It pretty much takes me a whole day to produce one video, just the filming part. Because when I factor in the getting ready part, which I know sounds ridiculous, but those who get it, it's a whole ordeal. It's not just a wake up, pop on, record a quick video and go, right? So anything that I can do to speed up that process, that's going to be something that I'm going to look into investing in, finding different methods of speeding that up rather than paying for a tool to do, let's say, like AI writing, which can definitely help if you are somebody who does a lot of writing or you're a very slow writer or you're not a very strong writer. But for me, that's not really an area that I struggle with. I can get an article written in 30 minutes. It's the video stuff that I need help with. So if that sounds like you, whether you are creating long form video, short form video, something in between, a mix, I definitely think one of the tools that has helped me so much recently is called Riverside. They are sponsoring this video and I just use them to do a podcast interview with my accountant or my bookkeeping team. And I was just blown away. I'm always blown away whenever I use this tool at how quickly I was able to edit that episode and turn it around. I really did like a rough cut of the episode in like an hour and then going in and getting clips for social media like my Instagram and his Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all the things. It was just right there. They have this tool called Magic Clips, meaning that if you do like I did and you open up a Riverside studio, either solo or with a guest like I did, you record in there. It takes a little bit of time to process. And by little bit, I mean like a little bit. It's very quick. Then you can turn around, look at your Magic Clips, and it's going to have all of these vertical short form video clips automatically pulled for you, and you can adjust them too. Like they found a really good one, but I just wanted to like cut out one sentence because it just wasn't essential for social media. So I was able to easily cut that out using their visual editor. I was able to customize the captions, the look and feel of the captions, whether or not they had animation, so they were easily readable. It is just such an incredible tool. And that's honestly only scratching the surface. So they also give you a transcript. They give you timestamps and summaries that you can use for your show notes or your description box. And this is true not just for interviews, but also if you were going to do like a solo talking head video, or if you had, let's say, a webinar that you did and you wanted to repurpose that. So anything like that, that is going to save me time, I am on board for, and I have a feeling you will be on board for it too. You should definitely check out Riverside if you're looking to create video content, which honestly, who isn't? Like, I think we probably all are, whether we want to or not. It's kind of a necessary evil, if you will, of today's business landscape. So be sure to check out the description box if you want to learn more about Riverside. You can try it for free. And after that free trial, once you decide that you like it, you can get 15% off any of their plans using my code Latasha James. Link in the description. So choose tools that are essential to the function of your business or that are going to address major time sucks in your business, for lack of better terms. The second tip that I have is you need to know how to make decisions. You just need to be able to prioritize. We are human beings. We're not robots. And we are like normal human beings. We're not like, Oprah or Beyonce. Like they always say, like we all have the same amount of hours in the day as Beyonce or whatever. Listen, we don't have the team that she has. We don't have her supernatural human gifts, right? We're just normal humans, most of us, at least. I hope, I think, I don't know. Listen, we can't do it all. I cannot do it all. Every single day, every single week, there's always something that I could be doing. Like whenever my friends or family are like, "Oh, do you have work to do today?" I'm like, there's always something I can work on. Like as an entrepreneur, there is always something else I can be doing. The challenge is deciding when is when, right? Like when you are able to take a break, when you are satisfied enough, when you have accomplished enough to be able to like push it forward to the next day, month, year, hour, etc. So, how you do that is you prioritize and you make decisions on what you've got going on. And I'll give you an example of this. Like I'm struggling with this today, to be honest with you, because I shot earlier for the documentary that I'm working on and knocked that out quickly, but then we had slowdown in transferring the files and it was the whole thing. And next thing I know, it's like 4 p.m. and I'm going on vacation tomorrow at time of recording this. And so I have this video I need to record. I have another video need to record. I also have webinar slides that I need to finish up and probably some other stuff, but those are the most essential things that I've got going on. So I was planning on batching out 2 videos today like this. I'm instead doing this one because it has a due date that's coming up. The other one has a due date a couple of weeks down the line. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my time working on things that do not require me to be physically here in this location while I'm traveling. I can work on my webinar slides at the airport, on the plane, on vacation if I really, really need to. But I cannot record this video on the plane, right? So you have to kind of take all those things into account. What has a due date, obviously? Who is waiting on this material to come to them? What do you need to be doing? Is there any part of these jobs that I can outsource maybe to somebody else? And also, what is the potential financial impact from these things? So yes, a video is important because it does have a sponsor tied to it. However, the webinar is frankly a lot higher priority because it's promoting an offer that likely, or hopefully at least, will bring in a few $1,000s in sales, which I really need to close out the year, right? So that is high priority compared to something that I haven't been paid for yet, or that is paying a much smaller amount than I have the potential to make on my own. Same thing for you. You might have a client project that is due. And once you get that client project, you can send through that invoice and you can get paid within 30 days. Well, then prioritize that over a passion project that might not see payoff for months and years and weeks to come. But obviously there's balance there. There are some things that you need to invest in kind of the long game for yourself. So you got to think about those other factors too. What's the potential financial win of investing in a longer term project? So you got to kind of always have all of these different calculations running around in your mind and be able to decide quickly, frankly, which is actually my next tip, which might make people a little mad, a little sassy. I don't know, but you just have to be fast. You just have to work quicker, work faster if you want to get more work done. Like aiming to be quick is a good goal. Like I said, I think people might get a little sassy with me on this because sometimes being quick can be seen as like, oh, you're not taking in the moment or you're just like hustling and running around. And I can definitely see that. But I've just always been a fast person. I've always walked fast. I've always eaten fast, which isn't always good. I don't think it's good for your health, to be honest. And I've always made quick decisions too. I just brought a friend with me when I went to go buy a new mattress. And I walked in and I sat on like 4. I listened to the guy's spiel and I was like, all right, I'll take that one. And my friend, he was like, you just made that decision so quickly. Like, I would have never done that. And it was just so funny to me because I'm like, I don't know. What else did I need to know? I got the information. I tried the thing. I saw how much they cost. I decided really quickly, how much I could afford. And boom, I made the decision. And I was telling him, I was like, I could have went online and tried to see if I could get it cheaper. I could have went to other stores to try to price match. But when you factor in all of that additional time that you would be spending price shopping or talking to other people or getting second or third opinions, my time is worth more than that, right? Like the amount of money that I could have saved by getting maybe 30, 40, $50 cheaper mattress, like I spent that much in my time. So you just have to learn how to make quick decisions. Like I said, if you got to pivot, you got to turn your day around. All right, I'm doing one video, not 2. I'm not going to dwell about it. I'm not going to sit and stare at the wall about it. I'm just going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to do this video quickly and efficiently. And that means having systems, right? I have my camera that's always set up in the same place so I can boom, turn my mixer on, boom, turn my camera on, turn my light on, and I'm good to go, right? So just trying to be quick within reason without, again, like losing your mind. But yeah, I definitely see people who like, oh, I like to take a 2-hour lunch and just kind of hang out and call my mom during my lunch break and do this and do that. That is great if that is like what you're aiming for, if you want kind of that slower lifestyle, which I love at times as well. But if you are looking to like hustle, for lack of better words, it's crunch time, gotta make this income goal or need to build this new platform that I'm creating. Like, you gotta pick and choose when you're being super leisurely and being really casual and really chill, and when you are just pulling the lever, right? Putting the metal to the floor. Now, with that said, my 4th tip is to plan ahead and specifically plan ahead for rest. Because, kind of contrary or, going along with my earlier point, you do not want to just go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. I'm running like a hamster on a wheel and I can't get off. And you literally can't get off. Like you're stuck there forever. That is a recipe for burnout. And I know it's like one of those things that we all hear about burnout. We hear how terrible it is. But until you have truly experienced it, you don't really get it. So I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has experienced burnout, who's kind of coming off the heels a little bit of pretty bad burnout, it is nasty. And it is, frankly, a business killer. I feel grateful that my business is still existing after the amount of burnout that I've felt. So you need to plan ahead for rest and plan ahead in general in your business. That is going to be a great recipe for success. So I am not planning out day by day. Like, of course, there is a certain level of, okay, I wake up in the morning and I'm going to kind of like rearrange my schedule, tweak my schedule to some degree. But truthfully, I am planning on this wider scale, right? I'm planning for the year. Number one, what do I want to accomplish in a year? Then I'm planning by quarter. I sit down every quarter and I say, all right, what's the goal this quarter? How much money do we want to make this quarter? What are some holidays, some events, some things that are going on in the world that we need to pay attention to this quarter? And then I do the same thing monthly. It's October, it's November, it's December. What do we need to do monthly? And break it down, kind of whittle it down month, week, day, till I'm not really waking up every day being like, what am I supposed to be doing today? Or I'm not waking up making a ton of decisions. It's more of just taking the things from that big to-do list and siphoning it down to quarter, to month, to week, to day, and just moving things around a little bit. In other words, there aren't a ton of surprises. And the same goes for, again, rest, making sure that I know, all right, December, I'm going to take this amount of time off. January, I'm going to take this amount of time off, etc. And planning my rest in smart ways. Just by the end of the year, so burnt out because I was like, I'm going to take December off. I'm going to take December off. I'm going to take basically after Thanksgiving, I'm just going to take that time off for the year. And every single year it wasn't happening. And I couldn't understand what was going on. And then I realized, Latasha, that is not a good time to take off because people are off work, so they're watching YouTube videos, so they're buying things, and you're having customer service, customer support issues or questions or, good stuff, right? Sales come in, sponsors, They're trying to spend that end of the year budget. And so they have these very quick turnaround projects, but again, that are very high value. Oftentimes, the end of the year projects pay more than any other time of the year. So it's silly of me to pass those up. Same thing for clients. There's often last minute projects that come in. So I just had to learn over time. It is not productive for me to take time off, extended period of time off at this time of year. Instead, I'm going to wait till the hustle and bustle is over and make my annual vacation in January or February when things slow down and I'm really not missing much by being offline for a couple of weeks. So plan for rest and plan ahead on a grander scale and don't just plan, day by day, hour by hour. And my last tip, this is something that maybe makes me sound like a little bit of a jerk. And I am a little self-conscious about that, but I protect my time. I always say to people, within reason, obviously if they're paying you, it's a different story to some extent, but you don't really owe anyone an explanation for your time. Your time is your time. You are a business owner. And my local, let's say, hair salon, they can tell me they're closed Sundays or they close at 4 or they close at 10 or whatever. And I'm not going to fight them about it. I'm not going to be like, well, you know what? I have this event coming up and I really need you to open late or I really need you to be open on Sunday. It is what it is. I mean, I could maybe ask if I really had a good relationship with that salon, but at the end of the day, that is a business and those are their hours of business. You as a freelancer have hours of business as well, or at least you can, and you should abide by them if you want to. And doing so really helps me tune out all of the excess requests, all of the pick my brain conversations, all of the, oh, we just need this. If I just say my day that I take meetings is Wednesday or whatever day that it might be for you. I generally nowadays, I really try to pack my meetings into like 1 or 2 days of the week. Now I know that that's not realistic for everybody. It definitely depends on what type of work you do, on how many clients you have and so on and so forth. I try to pack them into Wednesday and Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are my days to get stuff done or to rest and relax. Just depends on what I want to do that week or what's on my agenda. But protect that. I had somebody ask me this recently because they were working at a full-time job and they were asking, will potential freelance clients be upset that they can only take on, meetings after I think it was like 2 or 3 p.m. And I was like, you're a business owner. You don't have to tell them why you can't meet with them before 2 or 3 p.m. You could have children and you could have childcare issues. You could have a health issue. You could have doctor's appointments every day. You could be taking care of an elderly parent. Or you could be watching your favorite TV show until 2 p.m. It doesn't matter. It's your business. So keep that in mind and just protect your time. I love using tools like Honeybook, for example, that enable you to block off your calendar by using the scheduling form, the scheduling tool that they have. And I can just choose which days of week I'm available for discovery calls and client calls and things like that. I also think doing your best to protect your information, meaning that you are not giving out your personal cell phone number to clients. I actually just got a business phone just for this reason. And even still, I don't really make phone, texting and calls like the primary form of communication to my client. But that way I do have something to give them if they do want to chat and it's not interrupting my day-to-day, as I'm sitting trying to get work done. So honestly, that is one of the biggest things. And also I think within protecting your time isn't just outward facing, right? What other people are getting out of you, for lack of better words, but it's also what you are giving yourself. And I really do my best to not just like scroll social media. Still, everyone like makes fun of me, but I really have probably spent a collective like under 10 hours on TikTok. I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration, but I don't open that app very much unless it is for work because I know the few times that I have kind of gotten sucked in, I'm like, how did I spend 2 hours doing that? So it's not to say that you should never go on TikTok if you like TikTok, but just be very guarded. Put alerts on your phone so that it'll tell you when you've been on an app for too long. Have business phone, personal phone, have iPad, personal phone, whatever you want, so that there are certain devices you do go on social media for fun and you do stay focused on work. if that is something that you struggle with, which I certainly did for a long time and I still do. So I have those app limits. I put my phone down, face down most of the day, put it on do not disturb, use all those features, and I am sure you will be more productive. So that's what I've got. Those are honestly my secrets. Those are my productivity secrets. It's using the right tools. It is making decisions. It's making decisions quickly and kind of just doing everything quickly, walking quickly, eating quickly, working as fast as I can, and not overthinking it too. That's the thing. Like, I just pop videos out and they're not always perfect, but I just put them out quickly sometimes. It's planning ahead, especially for those times of rest and actually taking designated time to rest as opposed to, resting a little bit for 5 extra minutes on your lunch break. No, I want like 2 extra weeks in, Cabo or whatever. And it's protecting your time. It's making sure that other people are not just getting a free for all on your calendar and really telling you what you're doing, but you are being in charge of your business and showing up like the business owner that you are. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Riverside for sponsoring today's episode as well. Their tool is amazing. If you're a video creator, editor, if you're a podcaster, a YouTuber, or you want to be, seriously, check it out. You can give them a try for free and use my code Latasha James to get 15% off any of their paid plans once you decide you want to enroll in one. I'll leave that link for you down in the show notes. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.